comic books, movies, TV, and more. Nerds are everywhere. It's time to assemble! It's Nerds United.
Hello and welcome to a brand new Nerds United, a Jittery Monkey podcast and video series on YouTube. I'm your host, Greg Mahochko, and over there, my good friend and the co-host of the year, this year, last year, all the years going forward, Mike Luther. Hello, Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. How are you, sir?
I'm not doing too bad.
Oh, good. I was concerned. I thought you were going to say, not doing too good.
No. Did not doing too bad. Had a nice little time in Belleville today. Had my Belleville leadership thing.
Nice.
So we were at Memorial Hospital in Belleville, toured that place. A little bit of it, couldn't tour all of it. And then PSOP and a couple other places. So
you were at PSOP?
We were at PSOP, yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know where that is. You said PSOP, and I thought it'd be
also known as PSOP, yes.
PSOP. Is it really, or am I just making that up?
No, I'm sure people call it PSOP, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, would you like to know what I did today, Mike?
Yes, what did y'all do?
I participated in axe throwing.
Okay, how'd you do?
I did well.
Good, I figured.
Did well. It took a little while to get the proper rotation down. Only cut myself once. I don't know how well you can see, kind of in this vicinity here.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got you.
I was trying. I don't know if you know this about me, Mike, but I'm not too bright sometimes.
Okay.
But I also always learned, if you're going to hand somebody scissors or an axe, you need to hand them the handle, not like the sharp part.
Yes.
So I had the handle in my hand. So I said, I'll just do a quick little flip, catch the head of the axe. Well, I did, but the sharp part right here.
That'll do it. I take it this was a work thing.
It was a work thing. I didn't even realize that it had broken the skin until many hours later. So,
okay.
But did axe throwing and go-kart racing.
Okay. Now I'm curious how the go-kart thing went.
I went very well.
Really? Okay.
I was, of the 12 of us who raced, something like that, I had the third best. So for a little while, I was in the top best laps on the whole day. So come to find out, when you're doing go-kart, at least at this place, Amp Up Action Park out in Town and Country, Missouri, like you can try to pass somebody, but they're really just gauging your best lap. So, you kind of hang back. You don't really, everybody's kind of going the same speed. So once you're behind somebody, unless they just have a colossal mess up, there's no real opportunity to pass them.
Right.
But it was fun. It was fun. I got two trips on that, and had a good time.
I take it this is go-karts more for adults because you're a tall individual.
I am. They did have some youth-sized go-karts that we were looking at. So we were walking to where we were supposed to go. Like, I hope they have bigger golf carts.
Right. Yeah.
Or not golf cart, go-karts. And yeah, it was. Now, that being said, I still have a fat ass. And this is not an adjustable seat from like the, like width side. So it was snug, Mike. It was snug back there.
I believe it.
But it was all like all electric go-karts.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And even, like it's, so again, you're not like on a, first 1 to 10 laps or something like it. It's 6 minutes, something like that.
Right.
And then after the 6 minutes is up, your go-kart automatically like slows down to like pitting speed.
Okay.
Until you make your way back around to the beginning, so to speak. So it was a lot of fun. Well, glad I didn't have to pay for it. That go-kart stuff's not cheap.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah. I can't. The last time I went go-karting, I think is it called like Center Field or something like that?
Over in on Old Collinsville Road?
I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think Nolan was probably, I don't know, maybe 12. So that's 7 years ago.
Well, you want to know last time I went go-karting?
Yes. Well,
Uh,
a couple days ago.
Well, before today. Now it's Brett's Winery. They're north of Carlisle.
Okay.
Do you remember what it used to be like way back in the day?
I don't know.
Neither do I. I can't remember. But
Okay.
I went there. I went there once, like when I was in college. Like it's been over 20 years.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Wow, Greg, you really?" Yeah, I said, I don't like to be slow. I'm a very fast driver. You know this. You've been in the car with me enough.
So what else? What else is going on? Any comic books?
Yes.
All right, let's see what you got.
I actually finished Radiant Black.
Okay, what'd you think of it?
I really liked it. I don't want to say this as a criticism or a critique. I feel like Radiant Black is a character. I don't know if at times it didn't seem like he was the main character, and almost feel like this is going to be something of a team up. That being said, the art's really good. I'm very intrigued by where the story's going, mostly because they didn't get into like a ton of big narrative type stuff for it. So, Radiant Black is what I've read and what I have acquired. We have, I think you're going to enjoy this cover, Mike. I really do. Issue number 5 of The Immortal Thor.
Oh, okay. Cover definitely looks good.
Again, Alex Ross has been doing the covers for this entire series. But who do you see over there, big guy?
I have to. Is that Beta Ray Bill?
That is Beta Ray Bill.
Okay,
he's nice. Coming back. Also has Valkyrie Storm, which I don't know if you can't really tell. Storm, who is, of course, goddess of the storm or light, whatever. So they're all going up against this old guard, bad guy. So pretty excited to tear into this. And volume 2 of DC's Knights of Dark Knight of Steel.
Nice. I like that.
This one, so new. It's still in the plastic. So very excited to and it's causing a bad glare, so I apologize to everybody. But I should have this one read by Sunday night. So pretty excited to have this one. And you have volume 1.
I do have volume 1. I haven't started on it yet, but I do have it.
I think when you do get going on it, you'll be surprised how quick of a read it is. It goes very quickly. So
yeah, that's my next one. That's next up on the queue.
Nice. Yeah. So that's anything that you're reading that maybe you started before or since last week that we talked about?
No. Unfortunately, I've been busy with work stuff. So I haven't really got time to read much, but I need to sit down this weekend and get a little bit of reading done. Granted, I have other things to do this weekend as well, but so.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was looking to see
if we have any news. No, not really.
No. So this is going to be a shorter episode, but we get to dive right into our topic then.
I guess we can. I was. Do you have any Christmas shopping left to do? Do you have a lot left? Are you mainly done?
I think I've got it all done.
Okay.
Now, purchased is one thing. So I can't remember if we talked about this last week. I gave my wife just a small, very modest list. Like honestly, it's stuff that I could go out and get myself. But we're so close to the holidays, let's have something to open up, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, it's like stuff from my office.
Okay.
Things like that. Just little things. But I just put that all on a text or like a note, on the smartphone note, and kick that to her. Some stuff she would have to buy, and some stuff doesn't require any purchasing, if you know what I
Okay.
mean. So we'll see. We'll see what Santa brings me. But she gave me a few ideas, and but they're all like on Amazon. And then she says, "Oh, stay off Amazon." So I have to get on Amazon to see what she would like, while also staying off Amazon to see
What she ordered?
right.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah.
So that's been. I've made sure there's one thing of hers that I had to get through Amazon. So I mean, obviously we're all able to see that now, but I've tried to go to other, like something. I could get it on Amazon, but it's actually cheaper to get the same thing through Walmart. So I actually ordered it from Walmart. They don't have it in store. I looked extensively, and I don't like going to Walmart. But I looked, so I had to order that. But here's the thing: I have all the stuff, like for her, I have that all shipped to my mom and dad. So they received the final shipment today. So I'll go get that on Monday. So I have everything. Nothing is wrapped. So
Yeah.
half tempted to take the wrapping paper, drop it off at my mom's and be like, "Hey, for an extra, would you mind?" Because
Right.
there's my mom's level of like wrapping, and then there's my level of wrapping, which is atrocious.
I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. That's a lot of my gifts tend to be gift bags, because it's easier to put it in a bag and put the tissue paper on top.
Yeah.
That I can do at least with half decency.
Yeah.
As for me, I think I have most of them purchased. I know for my nieces and nephews in El Paso,
Texas.
yes, I have theirs wrapped and I had them sent already. I can say
nice.
this. I don't think they listen, so they
Who
should.
cares?
Yeah, well, they should be getting them Monday. And then for my niece and nephew here, they're basically just getting money, but I got to figure out a clever way to give them the money. And then
So that is always what my mom and her siblings used to give my grandma and grandpa.
Okay.
Like they'd all get together and, they would string together like everything from like 1s to 20s,
Right.
So like one year they taped all the cash to like toilet paper, and like you had to unroll it to get more.
Nice.
That's just crazy stuff that my family does.
Nice. That's awesome. At work for the supervisors, we do a Secret Santa thing.
Nice.
And I have that one ordered, but there's technically two things. And one has come in already. The other one will either come in, supposedly, according to Amazon, either the day before or the day of.
Christmas?
No. We're not going to a Secret Santa on
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's Monday. So it either come on Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
So if it comes in Tuesday, I just have to tell her, like, hey, you got another thing coming.
That's a song. You got another thing coming.
I'll start singing the song to her, and then for my mom, I think I know what I'm going to get her. And I was looking, and I have to be very vague because she listens. I looked in the store to see if they had it, and they didn't have the right one. So I think I might have to order it to be shipped to the store, unless I think of something else I want to give her. Yeah.
Well, if she wants any autographed merch from the host of Nerds United, we could probably make that happen.
Okay, I'm surprised that's not number one on our list.
Speaking of, and you know about this, or you knew about it before I did, but speaking of swag, I think it was earlier this week, I got a very generous box of stuff from our old podcast buddy, Chad Smart.
Yes. Do you have it available? Do you see what's all in it? He had told me about it, and then I forgot about it. And he told me about it twice.
All right, so Chad worked for studio in Hollywood. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I got you.
Okay, cool. So this is filled with a bunch of stuff from the studio, which is fine. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. As far as hats go,
Okay, nice.
that's the Ravager, right?
Yes.
Is that the Ravager emblem?
Yeah.
So there's that.
That's really cool.
And I've not seen this movie. I don't even probably take too long. Anyway, this one is Disney's Strange World hat.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with that one. Put that last because that's actually really cool. Not that the other stuff's not. I'm not trying to be that guy. There's a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 shirt.
And what size is that?
It's too small for me.
Okay, well, there you go.
Extra large.
Yep, that is my size. So
Oh, you're going to be so happy. What do you think about the back of that? That's pretty cool.
I like it. Hell yeah, that's awesome.
All right. This very nice bag. That's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Classy. We can tape over Dial of the Destiny. That's fine. You know.
Did you see the movie?
No.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead and watch it.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I watched it.
Huh?
I'm glad I can now.
Well, I mean, it's available. It's on Disney Plus now,
Oh, okay.
so you can watch it if you want to.
That is true. Yeah.
All right, what else we got here? Oh, another extra large. This one's Strange World shirt.
The Strange World. Okay. We might have to watch Strange World too.
We might. And we have some comics. I'm still saving that for last. So,
Okay.
I don't know where Chad acquired these comments or how old they are.
Maybe
But
we don't want to
have-
ask.
Huh?
We don't want to ask.
This is from Free Comic Book Day. This is I Am Stan. You never guess who that's about?
That is about Stan Lieberwitz.
Like Ann Leibovitz.
Yep.
This is Free Comic Book Day Uncanny Avengers. I know this is at least a year old, but that's all right.
I mean, most of the comic books I read are well over a year old.
This is a Kevin Smith joint called Masquerade.
Okay, I like that.
I'm not sure if I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Okay. I had the thing backwards because they're anyway. This is an Aftershock comic, and we're big fans of Aftershock. This is called The Last Line. Not familiar with that one. Not to say that I won't be familiar with that one. And then you can't tell which is why I thought that this was the cover, but this is Monkeys Fighting Robots.
No, that's good.
And here's the other side of it.
Okay. I mean,
So
that's one that you get me at the title there. You know?
you had me at hello,
You had me at monkeys.
monkey and fighting robots. Let me put these back in a safe place here. And by the way, I haven't talked to Chad in months, so this is all out of the blue for me. I'm not going to say Chad ghosted me. Hey, it takes two. Communication's a two-way street, man. But I'm happy to hear he's doing well. And there are more comics, by the way. This is Batman 117. This is Fear State.
I think I have that one or read part of it. It was good. It was good. The introduction to it was.
This is Avengers X-Men Eternals. This is Judgment Day. This is a Free Comic Book Day title.
That was from I had that one for sure.
Was that 2023?
Maybe. Yeah. Or 2022.
I don't know if it says. Oh.
Regardless, it was good.
Free Comic Book Day Dark Crisis. Don't remember that one.
I don't remember that one either.
There have been plenty of crises.
Mm-hmm.
This is an Image Comics #1 for Phenom X.
Okay.
Not familiar with that one.
Not familiar, but hey, look, I like the cover.
And then I think this is a one-off. This is Image. This is Emilia Clarke of Game of Thrones fame and other things. This is Mom or Mother of Madness #1.
Oh, okay. That's a little scary looking.
That is a trippy cover. So anyway, that is all the comics, and the thing that I'm saved for last. So it kind of goes back to the Disney swag part of things. Let me get these put back in their safety sleeve. You can sleeve if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Hey, sorry, that was. I apologize for that.
I was waiting for the whole song.
That's all that I could. So this I really didn't expect, and then I had to tell Garrett what exactly this was. This is a pocket watch. This is a Haunted Mansion pocket watch.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, like it works and everything, or at least it did when I took it out initially. I think the second hand is moving. Yeah, second hand is moving.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to tell him what this was. Now that's a good long, decent sized chain for a pocket watch.
I mean, just from what I can see, it looks fairly sturdy. It doesn't seem like.
Yeah. No, I mean this is.
Well,
That's
now
real
you can be the classy
real metal.
man. Real metal. You can be the classy man in your house.
I've got a coworker who actually wears a vest sometimes, and I think that these, because they kind of loop across, I think it'd go really well with his vest. I'm a little too robust in the midsection for vests, but all in all, Chad, man, thank you so much, dude.
Thank you.
Greatly appreciate that, and we'll make sure that we get the small size shirts into Mike's hands for his benefit to enjoy. So yeah, that was the little bit of a mail call we had this week.
Nice. Yeah, I'm assuming it was a bit of a shock for you because Chad I didn't know what was all in it except for the shirt. Okay, and the only reason I knew is because he had messaged me on X and asked me what size I was, and he just happened to have that size, so that worked out. And then he said he wasn't going to tell you, but it was supposed to come whatever day it was. So, and I had forgotten about it.
Well, it worked out for everybody then.
Yes, perfect. Okay.
We'll all get a little something out of the box.
Yes. So now I think we can. This is the earliest we've ever gone to the main topic, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
We got a late start tonight.
We did. Yeah.
Took a while for the kids to go down and other things. But so, Mike, you had this idea. As we get closer to Christmas, are we still potentially going to have a special guest next week?
Yeah, I don't know if we're coming over there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm hoping that we can get an earlier start time than we did tonight. But yeah, we will hopefully have a special guest on next episode.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun. I apologize to you. I apologize to everybody. I really do feel like I have a massive sneeze, like building its way up.
Oh, I hate that.
So if I quickly try to like mute my microphone or something, it's the kind of thing that like if it came across, people would be very displeased, I feel. But our main topic tonight, Mike, is actually a topic that was your idea. So I'll let you kind of take it from there.
Well, very simple. I said, hey, let's look at our top 5. I said movie class Santas, but really could be TV Santas. You put it as pop culture Santas. So I'm curious. All mine might be movie, could be TV. Who knows? I don't want to give it away, but I'm curious about what yours are. I'm also thinking that we might have the same top 2, but who knows?
We'll see, Mike. We will see.
I did not. I'll be honest right now. I did not do much research at all on this. I mean, besides like knowing my top 5, obviously I know that, but I don't know much as far as the history behind it. But
well, that's okay.
Yeah. Do you want to start us off, or do you want me to?
You can. I'll let you go first.
And I'll say so. Like for mine, if it's a movie, I'm not ranking it on the movie. I'm ranking it on the Santa Claus in the movie. So for number 5, this one probably could have been higher, but we don't see much of him. We don't get much of him. What we do get, we get a Santa that is very firm and fair, and there's troublesome, and he says, hey, if you do this, then maybe you'll get Christmas gifts. And that's from 1962's Frosty the Snowman. right there, which
There you go.
is for me as far as movies go, definitely in my top 5. And it's basically based on nostalgia. And I was just watching it today. I didn't finish it, which is odd because it's only 26 minutes long.
I feel like we watched it, in a blink of an eye here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I watched it in parts because I watched it while I was on the treadmill.
Oh, okay.
I was actually on the stair climber, and then I didn't go to the treadmill.
Any trivia about who voiced Santa Claus there? Or?
Yes, that is voiced by Moyd Sherman. He was a Dutch Canadian theater actor. A lot of people don't know. He actually also played Comet in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So I definitely did not make any of that up.
The Dutch Canadian, like you had me going. If you would not have said that last line, I'd be like, oh, we learned something new. Like
you're just telling other people, hey, by the way, did you know that the guy who voiced Santa, he also voiced Comet?
I didn't think exactly like that.
People will be like, Comet didn't even have a line in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. What are you talking about? Like, he was there though.
Didn't he?
Comet? Who knows? Maybe Comet speaks.
I'm almost certain he did. All right. Well, there you have it. Your number 5 is from Frosty. My number 5 is from a TV movie from 1989.
Okay.
This movie stars is a bit of a stretch. Among other people, Ted Lang. You remember Ted Lang from The Love Boat?
Okay.
He was the bartender.
Yes.
Also, Bruce Valanche. Bruce Valanche as a headstrong, dyed-in-the-wool elf who believes. The movie is called "It Nearly Wasn't Christmas." Are you familiar with this one, Mike?
I have never heard that one once in my life.
So again,
that's a Santa right there.
That's Santa. The Santa was played by a gentleman named Charles Durning. That's Charles Durning there. And the whole premise is Santa Claus just doesn't think that anybody down here, south of the North Pole cares about him. We're all, it's the height of the 80s, right? We're all very self-centered and only thinking about ourselves. And his wife, he's like, maybe I'm just going to call this whole thing off. And Mrs. Claus says, maybe you should go down there and see for yourself instead of just believing what you're reading the papers. So at the same time, he runs across a little girl who has run away from home in Chicago, I think. She's heading to LA to visit her father, who's out there trying to make it as a musician. And she gets lost. And anyway, the idea here being that Santa Claus, there's enough faith in the little girl to help her, get to her father. And then, of course, he comes to realize that he is needed as Santa Claus. So that's a bit of an odd one there, but that's where we're starting. Okay, good. All right. For number 4, we have to go all the way back to 1947, where one Edmund Gwenn played Santa in Miracle on 34th Street. Yes. There he is.
There he is right now. Funny thing about that, I do know a little bit of trivia, which is that that girl right there, which I believe is Natalie Wood.
It is.
She actually, when they were filming this, she actually really believed he was the true Santa Claus. And she didn't realize he wasn't up until the wrap party. They said he was an extremely nice man, very, very generous and stuff like that. This one, as far as movies go, I really like. I almost didn't put him on the top 5 though, simply because I don't know if you remember this in Miracle on 34th Street. He hit somebody with a cane.
Yeah, but that dude deserved it.
That's true. That's true. He deserved it for sure. But it's Santa. Santa can't go around just whacking people with canes. And in fact, I because he's got to be friendly and jolly. I watched the 1994 version as well, and I started watching. I was like, okay, maybe the other Santa, which I believe is Richard Attenborough, maybe he won't hit somebody with a cane. Nope, he also hit somebody with a cane. And the 47 version is just much better.
Yeah. Oh, much better.
I was talking to a friend of mine just about not about the Santa Claus necessarily. No, not really. And so in the 47 version, it ends with them, the main actor and actress, being they get led to a house, and then they're basically just like, well, I guess we're together now, and they kiss. Like that was basically it. Like, oh, we're a man and a woman. And this house is ours, so we should probably be together, right? And then which it's just problematic. But it's the 94 version somehow was worse because in the 94 version, but this is not even the end of the 94 version. This is like in the middle of it.
By the way, here's Richard Attenborough from 1994.
Yes. And by the way, good Santa. But I know it's Dylan McDermott and somebody else. I forgot who.
Elizabeth Perkins.
Elizabeth Perkins. Okay, so
she was the quote unquote love interest in Big.
Yes,
you remember that Tom Hanks movie? So
yeah, so they go on a date, and they're going, different places, whatever. I think Times Square, I can't remember, Central Park, whatever. Anyway, they're not dating before this, right? They're friends before this. That's it. And he proposes to her. And she's just
bold strategy.
She goes something along the lines of like, when have I ever given you an indication that I wanted to get married to you? And I shit you not, his response is essentially, well, you haven't, but hey, I've been really nice to you.
Not the best
no
comeback response there.
And and so but spoiler alert, they probably end up together in the end.
Probably.
Yeah.
So 1947.
Yep.
Miracle on 34th Street. Again, the gentleman's name is Edmund Gwenn.
Yep.
And that is my favorite Santa Claus.
That's your number one?
He's my number one.
Oh, well, you didn't have to tell. You could have waited to number one, but okay.
Well, that's not how top fives work, right? That's not how we've been doing it.
Well, yeah. What?
So I have this movie. I believe I have the colorized version, which folks are seeing here on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, throw us a like, throw us a subscribe. Help us help the algorithm, right? It's all about the algorithm. What I like about this is kind of the worldly nature of Santa Claus.
Yes.
At very early on in his duties as the Macy's Santa, he is, they put a little Dutch girl on there on his lap, and her adopted mother says like, she doesn't speak any English, and he just starts talking to her in Dutch, and she just beams with like understanding, like, oh my gosh, it's I can finally communicate with somebody, and I saw recently, like a reel or tickety talk or something like that of a mall Santa who was like kind of surprised a small child by doing sign language with them.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, that's Santa Claus right there.
I agree with you. Yeah.
So that, I think his the way that he gets rid of the drunk Santa, from the beginning, calls him out. Now, some people might say narking, but come on, it's their kids there. He
was helping out the kids. Yes.
Helping out his friend Albert. Just so much, and brought peace to those big commercial department stores. They're getting along. They're both co-donating an X-ray machine or whatever the medical equipment was for the office there. I mean, it's there's something special about his portrayal. So
I absolutely agree with you, and I'm sure most parents nowadays would want a Santa like him, where they, he tells them like, well, you're at Walmart right now, but if you go to Target, it's $20 cheaper or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the economy is no joke right now.
Yeah, or maybe he gives you nowadays. I think he would give you like his Amazon Prime password or something. However it works.
Order it on me.
Order it on me. Yes.
So,
Free shipping. Okay. All right. Well, now I'm looking forward to what your number 2 is when it gets there, of course. Unless it is my number 3, which we're only going back to 2003, which sounds correct and incorrect at the same time. We're going with Will Ferrell's Elf, but since we're Santa Claus, we're going Ed Asner, Santa Claus. And
he looks very angry there.
he looks upset that we do not have enough Christmas magic and people need to start singing.
Yeah. Do you want to start?
I wanted to make sure that you make your kids sing every Christmas Eve, or tell me that they have to start singing louder and louder, or else be like, well, Santa.
The only way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
Yes. One thing I like about this movie, perhaps, if I remember correctly from the movies that made us, is when they were filming the scenes where Will Ferrell is going around New York. Wasn't that like guerrilla filming? Like, I think they were getting real reactions, I believe.
That might be.
Yeah.
Which is tough because, but let's say if it came out in 2003, they were probably filming tail end of 2001. I mean, they had a lot of digital effects, from all the North Pole creatures and things like that. So they're probably filming. Maybe they're filming that in 2001, something like that. Yeah. Everybody had to know who Will Ferrell was. He'd been on Saturday Night Live for a number of years by then.
You would think, but also he's in an elf costume. So
he's a 6'4" man, or whatever, how tall he is, walking around in an elf costume in New York City. So anything's possible.
As far as Ed Asner as Santa Claus, he's just a good Santa. I mean, he adopted a baby that he could have just taken that baby back to the orphanage or wherever it was from.
Well,
but he
Santa
said no.
Adopted.
But I mean, with Santa's permission,
who's going to stop Papa Elf?
Santa said, "Hey, Papa Elf, I know." And that's another good thing about Santa. He said, "I know you've been wanting a kid, and you don't have time because we don't have a female elf for you down here, and you're busy."
Where was Mama Elf? I mean, why did Santa impose that financial hardship on a single father?
That's true.
Maybe a thing or two about being a single dad.
If they were going to make Elf 2, I think that's what it was going to be about. But they're not going to make it. So
no.
Yeah.
Well, as I'm looking at things here, I'm realizing that at some point I made a grave error.
Not necessarily. Okay. Well,
can we? I'm so sorry, Mike. Can we back up?
Okay.
Can I change my number 5?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. Let's make that an honorable mention. My new number 5. I'm so dumb. Mm-hmm. Is Kris Kringle from Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Okay.
Burgermeister Meisterburger, of course. Now, the reason I want to make the change, I don't know how I glossed over this. I had it obviously locked and loaded and ready to go. But here you get a little bit of the origin story. And we love this word in the 21st century, injustice. And Kris Kringle here sees a grave injustice being done in Burger Town. Whatever town. There's the Burgermeister Meisterburger, but whatever town it is, he's like, the kids can't have toys and no fun and no joy, and so all he hopes to do is to brighten the days of these children in this gray town. Like there's no color, relatively lifeless. He brings joy, to the Winter Warlock, and I very much, with your permission, I just want to make this my number 5 and take that other one out.
That's fine. Go for it.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And by the way, I've never seen Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Really?
It's not available on any streaming service either.
Well, I have it on DVD if you want to borrow it.
Okay.
Mickey Rooney voices Kris Kringle.
Ah.
So Fred Astaire is in there as well. So
is he like the narrator?
Narrator and like the postman that you see at the beginning. So he's the one who, back when it aired in 1970, I think he's probably the one who's like getting you in and out of the commercial breaks. So
all right.
So
did you have a number 3?
I did. Am I supposed to go twice now.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. So, my number 3 is a 3 or 4.
The last one I said was Elf, which is my number 3.
Right, but
I had Frosty, Miracle on 34th Street, and Elf.
Okay, so I had Kris Kringle.
Did I skip you?
Yeah, I think my number 4.
Okay, just go ahead. What's your number 4?
So sorry. I think you may have this one as well.
Okay.
But this is an icon of Christmas, of the Santa Clauses. And I don't know who's credited with it first, but it's that Coca-Cola Santa Claus.
I do not have that.
Oh, okay.
But I sent that picture to you as a red herring, so.
Well, it worked. But that's the reason when we were talking about this in pregame, I said, can we expand it beyond just movies and TV as far as like pop culture Santa Clauses? This is the one I think most people think of.
You're absolutely correct. This would be the Santa Claus you think of.
And as far as like, I don't drink a whole lot of soda anymore, but in my grocery store recently, I found like Mexican Coca-Cola.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. They're 4-packs, pure cane sugar.
Yeah.
It is so much better than regular Coke.
That's what I've heard. What grocery store?
Schnucks. I'll get you a 4-pack and I'll bring it to you.
Okay, perfect.
I think I'll be in Troy this week.
Okay.
I'll be in Edwardsville, so I'll just zip over.
Okay, perfect.
So, So Coca-Cola Santa. When you brought this topic up, this is who I saw.
That's fair.
Not necessarily like lounging, kicking off his boots,
right?
But
what's the other picture? Because that's probably who I see. Yeah, that's who I see usually. Yeah.
So that's my number 4.
Okay, and then now you're number 3.
I feel like it's just all about me.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm picking this one again, this is not from a movie or a TV show. But this is, I think, kind of that definitive description of Santa Claus. And for that, I go to Santa Claus as it is in 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Okay. That's very classic.
He was something, a right jolly old elf, and I smiled when I saw him in spite of myself. I've got the boots with the soot and the pipe and the rosy cheeks and bowl full of jelly or big round belly that laughed that shook when he laughed like I can't remember it. I read it to my boys, but I can't remember it.
Okay. So. You answered my question. I was going to ask you if, like, around Christmas time, if you read Christmas stories or if you do anything like, the night before Christmas, Christmas Eve, if you guys all sit by the fire. And
usually we do, because I got the Grinch book as well as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. So I tend to read those to the boys before bed. So it's a good time.
That is cool, actually, because I was just thinking about that. And none of my nieces and nephews that I know, I don't think any of them are wanting bedtime stories, but that is something that honestly, like, every once in a while, I'll miss it and just like, oh yeah, okay. I should see tonight. I'll knock on Nolan's room and see if he wants a bedtime story.
Do it.
Okay, so now for my number 2.
Yes.
We don't go back that far. We're only going back to 2018. And look, if we had who's the coolest Santa, it'd be Santa Claus from Christmas Chronicles, aka Kurt Russell, for sure. But he's all very close. This is I was not arguing, but I was debating with a friend of mine about my number 1 and number 2.
Wait. So is he your number?
He's my number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Look at that man right there. That's the Santa you want to hang out with.
That's the Santa you want to have a beer with.
That's the Santa you want to have a beer with. Now, he didn't make the number 1 because he's already Santa, and as Santa, it was a little harsh with the kids at first. Now you kind of learn near the end that he was doing that on purpose. He's trying to help them. He'll give them a purpose and help them come together on Christmas and everything. He's magical Santa. He's not as big as he is other Santas, and that's on purpose. And so he's just, like I said, he's for sure the coolest Santa. I mean, I don't know if Santa cooler than Kurt Russell.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, you get, but it's not the coolest Santa top 5.
So, I've got a number 2, and you've got a number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get there, can we knock out some of these other red herrings that you sent me? Because there's some good Santas in here.
Well, you won't know which one's a red herring and which one's my number 1.
I got a pretty good idea.
You might, but the viewers don't know. But so let's do your number fine. 2, and then unless do you have any honorable mentions? We can do honorable mentions.
Let's say that one that I mentioned erroneously at number 5 is my honorable mention.
Okay, that's your only one.
Sorry, yeah,
that's okay. My honorable mention, I won't have to go with my dad, who did play Santa Claus. Sorry, Dad, you didn't make the top 5, but you did play Santa for I would assume a lot of kids. I don't really know. Later on, but yeah, he has, that's I believe is a real beard right there, and a real stomach. I know that for sure. So
I also played Santa once.
Did you really?
When I was up in Chadron, Nebraska, it was for a daycare, and I don't know how I got asked to do it, but I'm like, yeah, of course, I'd love to play Santa, right? The suit was not one size fits all.
Okay.
And upon putting on the pants, there was, dare I say, a catastrophic wardrobe malfunction in the seat region of the pants.
Okay. So
this Santa went top, waist and up was all Santa in jeans and black boots, and I had sunglasses on, so it's like biker Santa.
Okay, you want a cool version? Okay. Well, you know what? Now I take it back. Kurt Russell might not have been the coolest Santa. Maybe it was Greg.
I'll tell you, our Santa that we saw last week's very cool.
Good.
He recognized our boys, especially Garrett, because Garrett was the one who was like visible over the little, half wall window insert type thing. He's like, "Is that Garrett I see out there?" And Garrett's like, "Oh, is it me?" Like, it's you.
That is cool. That is really cool. Yeah, you had some good. You got some good pictures. So that's really
well. They could be better, but Matthew does not like his picture taken. Apparently,
apparently not. He does not like to smile.
No.
But there was one where you were cracking up, and Big Rob was walking away with what we would call a shit-eating grin.
That's exactly what that was. No, they were good ones.
Good.
So,
good.
You got some more honorable mentions for me?
No, that is it. That's my only honorable one.
Well, we got a lot of red herrings then. So we'll address them after my number 2 and your number 1.
Yes.
Which I have a feeling is going to be the same.
Could be.
Now, you have to go back to, hard to believe we were 12 years old when this movie came out. 1994, starring one of the biggest television personalities of the time, who had dipped his toes into the big screen and, of course, largely in family-friendly ventures. My number 2 is Tim Allen's The Santa Claus.
You are correct. That is my number 1.
So
he's just starting off as a regular guy who wanted to be with his kid, and then ended up as a Santa Claus, partly because of his kid believing in him,
right?
And partly because of the actual Santa Claus and the suit, that he put on.
Put the suit on, the reindeer will know what to do.
Yeah, and nobody else believed in him but his kid, and because of that, he became a better Santa for it,
and a better person. I don't see any flaws in this Santa. Now, the person that I was talking to, she was saying that that he was kind of rude in the beginning and stuff like that. I said no, he was rude as Scott Calvin.
or not really rude, but you know, look, here's another thing I can relate. This is how I can relate to him. We both one day woke up and we were fat and had a gray beard. So it's,
Well.
granted, I don't have magical powers that I know of, but I was also telling her that I watched the movie recently, and the time when he gets on the scale and it goes like crazy and it goes, the numbers goes up. He's like, oh my God, his weight was at 192.
Did that make you sad?
Yes. I wanted to be like, I wish I could wake up tomorrow and the scale said 192. I would love that.
I don't know how we got talking about it today with my coworkers. I think because one of the older guys, he's like, I had 4 biopsies this week and a heart, like cardiologist check. I'm like, damn. But we got talking about that movie, and we got talking about the scene specifically where he goes to visit his buddy who's a doctor, and he's sitting there, his shirt's pulled up over his, above his gut, and the doc's like, I don't know, Sky, you're healthy as a horse. He's like, yeah, a Clydesdale.
Yes.
It's like, I gained 30 pounds in a week.
Yes.
It's like, no, I gained 30 pounds over.
Not far off. Yeah.
I wish that magic was the reason I was fat.
Right. Yeah.
At least, all I gotta say is like, I'm lazy.
Mine's just not good food and age.
Yeah, our metabolism is not great.
No, not at all. But okay, so we that was my number one. Okay.
Did you watch the Santa Clauses?
I don't know if I'm caught up yet or not.
It is full season, second season is out now.
Okay.
So
okay.
I finished it tonight.
Nice. Overall good?
Yeah. Left.
Okay. I figured
Eric Stone Street does a great job as the Magnus Antus.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, let's talk about some of these that you threw up, these red herrings, because some of them were really good. And I think that best friend of the show, Josh, when he watches this in Christmas 2024, will be disappointed if we don't mention some of these. All right?
Okay.
So we have this one.
This is for the Santa Claus movie.
Which I've never seen.
Yeah, it's a movie called The Santa Claus Movie. That's the official title, The Santa Claus Movie. And I watched it a couple times when I was little, and it was just because it would always be on TV. But here's the thing: I watched it again recently. I want to say last year or the year before, because we did a top 5 movies, I think. And it's not on any streaming service now. But what I realized last year is I only really remembered the first half of it, which is the first half is like, he is Santa Claus in like a old traditional sense of it's like a German or European village that he goes to, and he's just a friendly old guy that gives out toys to a handful of people. And then in the story it progresses, he gets magical powers because I believe elves find him and bring him to the North Pole, and then there's something to do with like a toy manufacturer, but I don't remember. Yeah.
This is the one with Dudley Moore.
Yes.
Okay, John Lithgow.
Yes.
Okay.
John Lithgow would play the evil toy exec or something.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I've not ever seen it. One that kind of got. I mean, there's a lot of great Christmas movies out there, obviously, but do you remember? I don't have the picture of it, but the very beginning of the movie Scrooged, where they're talking about like the holiday specials that are going to come take our network by storm this Christmas Eve, and there's that TV movie they're pitching with Lee Majors, and he's like going to defend the North Pole. Like that'd have been a fun one to throw up here.
Yes.
How about we have Santa Claus from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
I was just going to mention because I forgot that I had sent you that. That one would probably be the worst Santa.
He's just so untrusting and kind of dickish.
Yeah. By the way, love the movie.
Yeah,
hate the Santa.
He's not the best Santa.
No.
But how about this is the one that if we don't include this one, Josh will stop listening to us. LOL. Okay. You have Santa Claus from Ernest Saves Christmas.
Yeah, and here's the thing: there's actually technically two Santas in Ernest Saves Christmas.
Oh.
That guy is the one that he becomes Santa.
I see.
There is in the movie, I guess spoiler alert. There is a Santa, we'll say the first Santa, who has to come, and essentially he's running out of Christmas magic, and he needs to give it to somebody else. And so he finds this guy who is like a puppet. His puppeter or whatever. He has like a children's show and stuff, and he's wants to be an actor and stuff, but very nice guy. Obviously, that's why Santa chooses him. And I watched Ernest Saves Christmas recently, and I really like. I think I said this last year. It's a lot more heartwarming and heartfelt than I remember. There is slapstick. There is the goofy Ernest, but you expect that out of a movie that says Ernest Saves Christmas,
right?
And my only problem now is I don't know. I want to go back and rewatch Ernest Scared Stupid, and it's not on any streaming service. And I only want to go back because I was slightly scared of it when I was little.
Those trolls were no joke back in the day.
Yeah.
All right, last one here. And we actually just rewatched this movie. We watch it every year, ever since it came out. It's a sweet movie, and I'll tell you what, I'm a big fan of this actor here, Anna Kendrick. Great singing voice. Just a like, I don't mean this in any like inappropriate way, but just the kind of person I would like to just go hang out with. Have a beer. I bet she'd be fun to just drink beer with.
Probably. This one. So I really liked the movie. I do need to watch it again this year. I haven't watched it yet. Mm-hmm. I'm in the stretch where I have to watch my kind of must-sees now.
Right. Yeah, we're running out of time. 10 days.
Yeah. But I remember when it came out, I watched it and I really liked it. And then I went over to my mom's house and then I had her watch it because I was talking about it. I didn't say, Mom, you have to watch this, but I was talking about it. She's like, okay, well, it was on Netflix or whatever it is. I can't remember. Disney Plus. Let's check it out. And we watched it, and I just remember my mom going, "You liked this?" And I was just like, "Yeah," because look, it's cheesy somewhat. I mean, but all good Christmas movies are. All the ones I like are.
It's got just enough, heart.
Yeah,
a little heart, humor, and heroics. Really, it's got it. It's a superhero movie, Mike.
Yes.
I think it's better than Marvel's.
It's better than Eternals.
No, yeah, that's the pile that my dog left in the backyard this morning was better than Eternals.
Yes.
So, all right, man. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
Folks, if you're watching us or listening, first of all, if you're listening to this, going over to YouTube, hit that hit that follow or subscribe button, and then tell us some of maybe the Santa Claus that we missed. Another one that we missed was the similar like Rankin and Bass type of stop motion animation, the Year Without Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yep.
The one that has Heat Miser and Snow Miser, whatever. But again, that's like, he's like, I think I'm going to take the year off because nobody cares. Like, you can only do that so many times.
Yeah.
So the one we actually just watched or finished watching Fred Claus tonight. Fred's a good Santa in that too. I mean, Paul Giamatti is, but Paul Giamatti has to be. But when you get like that, like, all right, I'll go be Santa this year for you, little brother, by Fred. He says, there are no naughty kids.
Yes,
some kids are scared. Some kids have been through a lot,
Yeah.
But they're all good kids. Like that's a good speech right there.
Yeah, there are no bad kids. I really like that.
So I can't. Sometimes I can't say that in my own house. But
overall,
most of the kids are good.
What are you doing anything tomorrow?
I think so.
Okay.
Like, I think we're going to try to go to the farmer's market here in Belleville and then go up to the Chris Kindle Market that's here in downtown. And then maybe try to have all that buttoned up by noon and come home and get the boys naps and, I don't know, cook some of the food we have in the house.
Nice.
So why do you ask, sir?
Well, I have to get up.
I already don't like where this is going.
At probably about 6, maybe 6:15. Depends on how much I really want to get ready, and I don't care really. But every year, I normally go do wreaths across America, which I put a wreath on my dad's grave at Jefferson Barracks. Last year, it was an absolute clusterfuck. And so I said, I'm not doing it by myself again. Because what happens, and Tony, my brother, will pay for the wreath. Mm-hmm. It's not much at all. And he'll say, like, Mike, can you go and put it on the grave or whatever? And for the past 3 or 4 years, I think I've done it. But this year I said, no, I'm not doing it by myself. He said, well, he goes, well, I'll come with you. He goes, but you just got to drive because he's working overnight right now. And so I just want to sleep a little bit. So I said, okay, that's fine, but we're going early. So I said, it starts at 7. We're leaving your house at 6:30. So I don't even know if he's really going to catch some sleep because it's not much. But then, so anyway, we'll do that. Hopefully that doesn't take long. And then only other thing I have is obviously gym. Of course, leg day tomorrow, hamstring focus, y'all. What up? And then there's a UFC event. So, Greg, if you feel like coming over at 9 o'clock at night and stay until about midnight, feel free. You know,
I mean, realistically, that'd probably be the best time for me to come over because twins will be asleep.
That's true.
So, like, it'd be easier to justify doing that than 5 o'clock. Honey, I'm going to go to Mike's watch the fights.
Right.
What? Yeah. It's dinner time. No, we got to do dinner and get the kids bathed and bathed in.
9 o'clock tomorrow. I messaged a couple other people, but I've only heard back from one. So I don't know if one's just not messaging or what. I don't know. But anyway. So yeah, that's what I got planned tomorrow.
Hey, wait a minute. It starts at 9 and gets over at noon, midnight, or I'd be home by midnight.
Well, you'll be home whenever you feel like leaving. It depends on when you leave and when. It depends. A lot of times the fights, I want to say probably 11:30-ish is when it would end, like as far as the main card. But it might, yeah.
Is there a good card?
Yes. Well known for me.
Okay.
But I don't know if I could name off all of them. You wouldn't know any of them. You know.
Is Conor McGregor fighting?
He is not. When Conor McGregor fights, I'm pretty sure I'll probably going to my brother's because he usually gets the fights then, and he has a nice little basement.
What about Jorge Masvidal?
He retired. But
what about Frank Mir?
Frank Mir has not fought in the UFC since about 2000 something.
Well, that's not fair because right now we're still in 2000 something.
I want to say maybe 2010. That's my guess. Is the last time he fought in UFC. But
what about the Iceman Chuck Liddell?
He is brain damaged, pretty much.
Really?
Not. Well, he's always kind of been like punch drunk. No, he retired, and then
Trying to figure out what other names I can pull out of.
So, for Jorge Masvidal, the guy that is fighting in the main event. Well, actually, the two guys that's fighting in the main event have history with him. One, Leon Edwards, who's the champ. Jorge Masvidal hit Leon with what he called the 3-piece in the soda, which was just it was a common, like they weren't even in the ring. They were. It was like in an interview or whatever. They were talking. They were in the same area essentially, right. And then they were talking shit to each other. And then Jorge Masvidal just like came up to him and just like hit him with like a combo. And they infamously said, "Oh, I just hit him with the 3-piece in the soda."
You probably get fined.
They never actually fought. And then the other guy, that Colby Covington, who's fighting for the title, Jorge Masvidal and Colby had a very bad beef where they used to be really good friends, and then Colby did a bunch of dumb stuff. But even if you don't know the fights, then there'll be food. I think I'm going to make some chili cheese dip, and because I haven't made that in a while.
I mean, you're saying all the right things.
Yes.
If it could start at 6 and be done at 9, it'd be a lot more likely.
Well, one of these days, sometimes they start early, but usually not the good fights. But
And it's weird because now that they're both owned by like both UFC and WWE are owned by like this Endeavor or TKO, whatever.
TKO, yeah.
You would think that like they'd kind of get on a similar like time schedule or something like that, or is the nature of UFC always to just go late?
Go late, yeah.
Boxing, I guess, was like that too back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll talk to the boss and see what's said. So,
excellent.
Mike, it's always a pleasure to visit with you, sir, and look forward to catching up with you again soon, and maybe next week having a special guest.
Yes, that'd be great.
All right. Well, everybody, hope you enjoyed the show. Again, if we missed the Santa Claus, tell us about it in the comments. That's what the internet is for, to complain when people overlook something obvious. So for the co-host of the year, Mike Luther, I'm Greg Mahochko. This is Nerds United. We remind you each and every week to be kind.
And rewind.
This is a production of the Jittery Monkey Podcast Network. For more jittery shenanigans, go to jitterymonkey.com.